I want you to know any credible journalist, any credible reporter that's like, hey, yo, I saw some shit on Josh Giddey and it's on Twitter. Let's talk about it on national media. I texted Jax. I was like, hey, yo, not my nigga Kitty. He was like, bro, leave me alone. I just opened the app.
I was like, bro, it's 2 a.m. I can't deal with this right now.
Welcome back to another episode of the Play for Keys podcast. I'm your host, Greg Goods. My other host,
I'm your host, Jackson. And I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking of something else to say, and I thought of it last night, went to sleep, forgot it. It was hilarious too.
You the main nigga to tell me to write shit down.
It was like 2 a.m. when I thought of it. I'm not finna write nothing at 2 a.m. I'm going to sleep.
Nigga, I was fighting for my life at 2 o'clock in the morning. I ain't gonna hold you. 2 o'clock in the morning, nigga.
Were you still at work? Oh. that was your Uber driver?
Yes, nigga.
I mean, no. What happened on that Uber ride? You almost died in, apparently.
No, nigga. Bro, I was having a normal ride, for real. And he picked me up. I'm like, literally, I'm 10 minutes from my workplace. And he driving. Everything smooth, right? He started to like mash the gas a little bit. We got, at least up here, once it turns a certain time, the lights will just blink. The traffic lights will just blink. So you don't have to obey the traffic sign. Like you can just kind of like, it'll blink yellow or it'll blink red or whatever all the way up to like 6 o'clock in the morning. Because there's just no traffic. Houston's not going to do that because you're always going to have something.
It'll be traffic at 3:47 in the morning.
Yeah, so like they can't do it there. But up here, it's like, okay, there's no traffic. Like, just drive safe. And that nigga started mashing the gas. And he got to a stoplight, and this light was actually working. Yeah. There was a Hellcat that pulled up and revved his engine a little bit. And my driver hasn't spoke or done anything. I don't know what was going on. But as soon as that shit turned green, that nigga just sped off.
What type of car was he in?
Oh my God, it was something. It had to be like it was on the line of a Tesla, but I don't think it wasn't an actual Tesla, but it was like on the line of like one of those electric cars that could drive for real.
Okay.
Like he has like an iPad, like as a screen for real. Like it was like, okay, some technology shit. Nigga just sped past him. Hellcat came back, and they were just like neck and neck with each other. And I'm just like, yo, in my mind, I'm like, nigga, are you racing this nigga? Because he just kept going. They just kept increasing the speed. I was like, let this nigga go. My turn. No, in 3 turns, you gonna get to my destination, nigga. Like, don't pass my apartments up trying to race this nigga. I'm gonna be upset and I'm gonna give you 2 stars, nigga. And you driving over the speed limit. So finally, he slowed down because he had to turn to get to my apartment, and that nigga just drove off. You know how Hellcats be like that nigga, like he driving Need for Speed. I'm like, first of all, why y'all doing this? Y'all don't even know each other.
It's 2 a.m, bro.
It's 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. I said, my brother in Christ, just take me home. Just take me home. I still haven't given that nigga a rating yet because I'm not sure what I want to give that nigga.
I don't be rating my Uber drivers.
I normally just give them 5 stars just for the fuck of it, but I don't know about this one. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, bro, nigga, I was already having a bad day anyway, nigga. I just wanted to go home, nigga. You out here just trying to be Vin Diesel? You trying to be Paul Walker?
He was trying to end your day. He's trying to end your days. Period.
Nah.
Like plural.
Nah, that was my little story about the Uber driver. I'm not shouting that nigga out. Normally I'd be like, shout out to him. That's not happening today. But Jax, how are you?
I'm delightful. It's actually it's like not crazy storm, but it's a sort of insane storm going on outside. But it's not thundering. It's just like raining super hard. It's very weird. Like, is this what Noah saw? I don't know. But other than that, Thanksgiving was last week. It Got some good food. Finally finished the leftovers. Don't ask me how long it took. It don't matter. And yeah, back at it with the podcast.
I do want to know how long it took. Actually, what day? What day was your last day for leftovers?
What matters is that, oh my God,
Oh, you good?
I'm not done with the leftovers. I just realized.
I'm judging hard. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, that is crazy. Oh God.
Yeah, no, it's still in the fridge. Didn't realize it.
Ah, my brother, yo. But when's the last time you ate it though?
How have you been, Greg? How have you been? How have you been? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was ass. It was ass. I was working Thanksgiving.
Praise God.
And what you mean, praise God?
Never mind. I was just happy you have a job.
No, I mean, look, I'm happy to have a job too. But yeah, they tried to give us like a little Thanksgiving thing, and look, it was home. They made it from scratch. Like they tried to, they did their best. But ultimately, a white Thanksgiving and a black Thanksgiving, it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? And you at work, and these niggas don't believe in mac and cheese, on Thanksgiving. So, that was a red flag already.
Yeah.
But look, I got through it. Christmas is up. It's up and it's stuck, nigga. I'm finna see them niggas real soon. But overall, my Thanksgiving was cool. Shout out to all y'all. Hope y'all all had a great Thanksgiving, because I know somebody that definitely had a historical Thanksgiving, and that's that nigga De'Aaron Brilliant. It's that nigga Bland. That nigga Bland. 5 pick sixes. He has what, 6 interceptions total?
Yeah, he has 6 picks total, 5 pick sixes.
He has 5 touchdowns. More than DeAndre Hopkins, more than
Devontae Adams, I think. More than the entire than every receiver on the Patriots. More than every player on the Patriots.
Yeah. This nigga's phenomenal. He's in defensive player of the year conversations. It's a toss up depending on who you want and who you like. But if this nigga decides to get another pick 6 and maybe 2 or 3 more interceptions, it's gonna be locks up.
Yeah, there's already sort of nothing you can say now because he broke the record. But if he just gets another one, because there's still 4 or 5 games left in the season, maybe, right?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, so if he just decides to get another one, then it's his award. It's his award to lose if he gets another one. And he has 2 more interceptions in him. I can see he's gonna get 2 more picks. I think he's gonna get 1 more pick 6.
I think he maxes out at 2 more pick 6s, but realistically, he definitely has 1 more. And I think he has 1 in the wild card.
He's definitely getting 1 in the playoffs for sure. He's
gonna get 1 in the playoffs. But yeah, man. Other than that, what? How you want to start this?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Dallas' schedule. He's definitely picking off Josh Allen. when they play the Bills, Josh Allen's he's good for a pick. I can see that. He's good for a pick.
Have we played the command? Have we only played the Commanders? Have we played the Commanders twice already? Or is it just once? That was our first meetup?
Hold on. I don't know. Was it?
That was our first. I think that was our first one. That was our first one.
Yeah, they played the Commanders for the last game of the season on January 6th. So, okay, he might...
Sam Howell gonna get that big. He don't get 1 off of Sam Howell, nigga.
He might get 3 more pick 6s, bro. Look at this, bro.
Hey, the way Jalen Hurts been throwing this ball, he might get 1 from Jalen Hurts too, nigga.
So, DeRon Bland is your defensive player of the year is what we figured out.
I like the conversations with DeRon Bland, mainly because the conversations with Trevon Diggs was not like this. Like, he was doing some historical shit, but they just kept predicating.
Everybody was hating.
Them niggas was like, yo, but he keeps getting burnt. That nigga keeps getting burnt like French. And look. I'm not finna sit here and act like I was not helping the situation. You know, I was definitely a nigga that was talking about, hey, yo, look, you know, Trevon Diggs, Anthony Brown, same nigga, one had 11 picks. I definitely have said that.
You did say
I definitely say that. Nah, I definitely say
you did say, I remember that. You did say that.
I definitely said that.
Oh my god.
Now, hear me out. Let's not act like niggas can't improve their game over some months. You know what I mean? But I wasn't hating on my nigga. I was just saying, like, yo, like, Anthony Brown had, it was more a dig at Anthony Brown. 'Cause I'm like, yo, Anthony Brown, like, you could get more picks. You just keep dropping the ball and you get burned. Because nobody liked Anthony Brown. And all of a sudden, everybody loved that nigga once he got injured. Oh, damn, we lost a good one. Y'all was just talking shit. Stop it. But anyway, it wasn't time to get on that kind of soapbox. But before we get into football, let's get into some promotions. We for the niggas that know, you know, we only stick to basketball, football, the real NSOs. You feel me? But every once in a while, some nigga moments can get you that spotlight to get promoted into the NSO topic of the day, and that is NHL. NHL hockey has been promoted. So welcome to the club. The reasons why we're talking about them.
Black people invented hockey. Just saying. Just saying.
Tell me something black people ain't. Tell me something black people ain't, nigga.
No, that'll be a whole different podcast. I have thoughts about plenty of those things, but I digress. Let's continue.
We was kings. All right. Anyway, we want to talk about Corey Perry and Connor Bedard. Now, I know you're probably wondering, who the fuck are these niggas?
Exactly.
First of all, these are white men. They're not niggas. These are white men. So, for people that don't know, Connor Bedard is an 18-year-old phenom. This nigga is the truth. He will be the face of the league. He got the best way I can do this is to say this nigga is Wemby. That's the best.
He's the hockey version of Wemby.
He is the hockey version of Wemby, but it's like the equivalent of like, how can I say this? Because Wemby, I'm not saying that Wemby has been bad, but Wemby has had his ups and downs. It's like when LeBron came into the league, of just like the efficiency, everything.
Cold instantly.
You can clearly see it. Corey Perry, it's older dude, but 3 championships and an MVP in this season, and in his career. Niggas he's one of them niggas, but at the same time, he's not. During them championship runs, it wasn't like he was that guy. He was like number 2, number 3. You know what I mean? Kind of like maybe like a D Wade, maybe like a like.
Okay, or Kyrie, maybe, or no, D Wade.
No.
D Wade.
Do it.
Okay, we'll go with D Wade.
So I'm beating around the bush. So let's just go ahead and get it out there. Corey Perry smashed that nigga's mom. Now that that's out the way, now I can build the story up from the ground up.
So Corey Perry smashed Bedard's mom.
Smashed her.
Okay.
Don't know how many times, but I'm almost for certain it was more than once. I'm not gonna lie to you. His mom, she seems like a young mom. She seems like those very atypical yoga soccer moms with the blonde ponytail. You know what I mean? Like, she seems very on par. I'm almost for certain she looked like she got Botox. Like, I know the game she be playing, right? Apparently there was a mom's weekend trip. All the moms got together. They do this every year, and it's just another way to kind of bond with the mothers. The mothers bonding with each other, get to know each other, all that stuff, all that jazz. Harmless, innocent. Apparently that's when it happened during that weekend trip, because the players are, you see different things on the Blackhawks account of like the player and their mom walking up to the thing. Okay, so they're all there.
The retreat with players and their moms was there.
Yeah, players
Okay.
and their moms. So players doing their players thing, and the moms are doing their other. It's supposed to be like a wholesome thing.
Yeah.
Apparently wasn't wholesome. You feel me? And on top of that, which makes this even crazier, Corey Perry was brought there to, and this is a crazy thing to say. He was supposed to be there, kind of be like a father figure to him in the league. This was before the fucking ever happened. They brought him. Hey, yo, he was supposed to be like a mentor to him, almost like a little father figure.
So he did his job. So he did his job.
So, yeah. So he took a step back from the league, like suddenly, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Nobody knew why. He was playing well. He's been playing like really good hockey these past couple weeks. So when he took a step back, they were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And these rumors were out, but you know how people are. It's Twitter. It's like, nigga, I don't believe this shit. But once the Blackhawks came out with that statement, I'm talking about, yeah, we're gonna cut him immediately due to inappropriate behavior, conduct detrimental to the team or whatever. Things started to add up. Now, the general manager will sit there during the press conference and say, no comment, whatever. And he'll say, no players or family members were involved in this, in whatever this is. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. Don't. I know what he's trying to do. Still a lie, my nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. I cannot hold you, brother.
They cut him though.
Yeah, they waived him. They waived him immediately, and he's good. He's a good player. That's the equivalent. No, I'm saying like this is the equivalent of waiving Anthony Davis. If Wemby was there, you have Wemby and you have AD. That's like waiving Anthony Davis immediately right now. That's crazy. Now, if you talk about the dynamic of it, this is the equivalent of Tony Parker fucking Wemby's mom. That's the dynamic we're kind of going with right here. Like, this nigga's good in his own right, but at the end of the day, it's Wemby. At the end of the day, it's Wemby. So it's a lot more things that's going to come out of here. Apparently, Connor's kind of, he don't really look all that phased. Sometimes the nigga act like he don't know what the fuck going on. I'm not going to hold you. Sometimes the nigga look oblivious. Like, I don't know why he's, I don't know why he's off the team right now. Like he sometimes he look like, because he don't look pissed. He just look like, I don't know what's happening.
I mean, sometimes you got to play dumb. Sometimes you just got to play dumb.
Look, Jax, what's your reaction to all of this?
Like, you said Connor, he hasn't said anything. He's just acting like nothing's going on. And then Corey, you said the other guy was Corey Peter, right?
Corey Perry, yeah.
Oh, Corey Perry. Like, he hasn't said anything either, has he?
No, just his representation has been speaking for him. So mainly just like
they acted like he a criminal.
Hey man, look, they did the same thing for Ime. They thought that nigga was a criminal.
But they actually thought Ime was a criminal.
Hey man, look, I don't know.
I just can't
Nah, yeah. Corey was like, yeah, they're basically saying like, hey, this is not what you call it? This wasn't his personal.
Oh.
This wasn't his personal decision to leave. This was a team decision. So like the NHL didn't do anything. This is a Blackhawks thing. Just like the Boston Celtics. This was a Boston Celtics ordeal. This is a Blackhawks thing of, hey, yo, look, you smashed that nigga mama. This is the face of the league, nigga. We're not cutting him, and y'all not gonna coincide. Y'all not gonna coincide with each other. Like that's.
Are the Blackhawks good?
No, they have the number 1 pick for the reason.
Okay.
They are ass, and they are notorious historically for just doing shady shit and lying. You know what I mean?
So this is
as an organization. So that's why anytime something happens with the Blackhawks, niggas in the NHL community, it's like, oh, you think I'm just gonna believe you at face value? Like you think I'm finna just believe that you said no family members were involved after the statement you just said, and you waive a nigga that's really good right now? No, you just trying to save face. And I feel
just
bad for that
wanna-
general manager because this is his first year there or his second year there. He's trying to change up. It's like Obama in 09. He's trying to change shit. And it's just kind of like, yo, one man can only do so much. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard.
I just want to know what does the mom have to say about any of this? What if she really likes him? What if they really like each other?
Hey, we'll find out if they keep fucking.
All right.
Hey.
I don't think they're gonna update us on that.
Oh shit. It's all good. I mean, look. For me, it's just kind of like, I mean, what else could have been done? Did you think he should have just stayed?
I mean, as I look a little bit more into this, it turns out that the mom is actually married, and Perry is also married as well. So this further complicates things.
Nigga, they're white people. You think the number one pick of a white family is going to be a white single mother? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That man, that woman is married. Now I didn't know Corey Perry was married,
Yeah,
but that makes sense.
He's married too.
That makes sense. But I definitely knew at bare minimum that nigga got a stepfather. Something.
Yeah, that's
you just don't see white single mothers out here in national media. That's normally reserved for another race. We ain't even trying to go there for real, but you know how that go. That go, but nigga. But
my reaction is just like, yikes! That sucks. Like, what
like,
do you say?
He's so good, he's finna get picked up immediately. It's just an unfortunate situation, and for this nigga to be in the league for all of like a month, and the first thing that happened is my mom gets smashed. Like my mom gets smashed by one of my teammates that's supposed to be mentoring me.
That's a tough way to start. That's a tough way.
That's a tough way to start the season, and your team is already trash. Everything is on you. Like you got to put a whole organization on your back, and you're 18.
Like
you got to carry. You got to.
That's a tough way to start. That's a tough way to start. Like your first week at a new job.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? You putting all this shit on your back. Meanwhile, your mama getting blown her back out. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm sorry for that man. He ain't asked for that. Maybe that's his villain arc.
Hey, this is gonna either make him or break him. We'll know in 5 years if he could end up being the next. What's his name? Wayne Gretzky, and he could end up being the next. Wayne Gretzky's the only hockey player I know, so he'd be the next bad hockey player. I don't know who's a bad hockey player.
It's just like it's either Wayne Gretzky or Kwame Brown. Who knows? Hey.
Exactly.
Who knows?
I know for a fact Kwame Brown is a terrible hockey player. So
oh god,
either or, I don't know. He's gonna be one of them.
Yeah. So shout out to that NHL topic. I'll definitely keep tabs because I'm telling you right now, this is far from over. This is far from over. More information will be coming out, and I will be at the front helm. But if you want to realize the dynamic of what is happening, just imagine Tony Parker smashing Wemby's mom 2 or 3 weeks into the season. Just that this is worse than Delonte West and LeBron. This is way worse. Way worse. Because those are just allegations. Nobody can really prove that. We just joke about it.
But from one, I guess, scandal to another, also quote unquote. Well, I said scandal, but I did like the little quote. Y'all can't see me because I did a little quote unquote thing. But yeah, so from one quote unquote scandal to another one, we have to talk about you niggas and Malika Andrews. Y'all are idiots when it comes to Malika Andrews. And if you guys don't know who Malika Andrews is, she's a reporter for, is it ESPN, right?
ESPN.
Or okay, I can't remember. But yeah, she's a reporter for ESPN on the NBA. And she's, really good at her job. And she's a black woman, of course, which unfortunately contributes to a lot of the backlash she receives because plenty of people keep I would say they just keep like attacking her because it seems to them that she focuses more on the negative aspects of things that happen to black men than white men. And in this instance, we're discussing Brandon Miller and Josh Giddey. Now, I believe we might have talked about Brandon Miller on the podcast before a little bit, but Brandon Miller, he was a number 2 overall pick in the NBA draft that just happened. He was number 2 pick. He was really, really good in college. He looks to be really, really good now, even though one of us didn't think he would be good. Not saying any names.
You thought he was gonna be like phenomenal? You thought he was gonna be
I didn't think he was gonna be bad.
You thought he was gonna be better than Scoot?
Now, Scoot, I don't know what's wrong with Scoot. I hope
I understand.
Scoot figure it out, bro.
I hope he figures it out too. But did you think Brandon Miller over Scoot was a great decision? Like at that time?
Yeah, he fits more with the what you call it. But this is neither here nor there. This is neither here nor there. But yeah, in college, Brandon Miller, he was involved in a murder investigation because I believe it was one of his teammates or one of his teammates' friends had
something like that.
They killed a young lady after an argument, and Brandon Miller, he drove the car to them that happened to have the gun in the car. Now, Brandon, I believe he didn't know. Well, he obviously didn't know. He didn't know nobody was gonna. Yeah, he didn't know there was a gun in the car. He didn't know anyone was going to be killed. He was just driving. He was literally just driving to his friends. That's it. Yeah. And there was a lot of speculation, and people were calling him a murderer. And blah blah blah, and getting mad at him. And so Malika Andrews, she during the draft, she just made mention of it, and she reported the facts of the case. And a lot of people, were up in arms and got mad at her because of that. And they were like, "Oh, you're ruining this man's the special night. He only gets drafted to the NBA once. It's supposed to be a happy moment for him, and you're bringing this case up." And now, fast forward to today, there's a active NBA investigation involving Josh Giddey, who's a white NBA player, and he plays, unfortunately, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, which makes me sad. But he's alleged to have had an improper relationship with a minor or whatever, with a high schooler. And so the NBA is investigating about that. And there's been a lot of people on social media going, "Oh my gosh, why isn't Malika Andrews saying anything about Josh Giddey? Y'all should be covering this, blah, blah, blah. She's so quick to attack black men and this, that, and the third." And I just have to say, all of you are so damn stupid. And you all need to take a journalism class. Because one, people are saying, why isn't Malika Andrews reporting on Josh Giddey? When the Josh Giddey news broke, she was off air. She was off the air. It was, I believe it broke on one of the days she wasn't filming for Inside the NBA. Is that what she works, right?
Yeah, inside the NBA. Yeah, and then she does NBA Countdown and all that shit. I think it's NBA Today.
But regardless, the news broke. It was her weekend. The news broke. She was off of work that day, so she's not going to report on it because why would she do her job when she doesn't have to? That'd be like asking you to clock in when you don't have to. So of course she's not going to report. And then as soon as she got back on air, she did her job, which is to report on Josh Giddey's situation. Yet people were still mad at her, and you have people like Des Bryant who come and attack her and say, "Oh, you were a private school kid. You always do this. We know you're kind, blah, blah, blah." And I'm just like, guys, she reported on the Brandon Miller thing because she had to, because that's her job. As a reporter, you report the facts of the case. She didn't report the Josh Giddey thing because once she was off the air, and now that she's back on air, she's not going too deep into the case because that's illegal. You can't do that. That could be slander. You could face litigation, all that stuff if you do that. So she's literally just doing her job, and you imbeciles need to stop insulting her. Y'all need to get off of her. Y'all don't really, it's like, I feel like y'all don't really want fairness from the media. Y'all just want, y'all don't want fairness from her. Y'all don't want to hold people accountable for their crimes. You guys just want black people to be able to commit the same type of crimes white people commit, I feel like. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And all you guys are stupid and leave Malika Andrews alone. And I believe Greg has a few things to say because he's also a journalism major like me and realizes that y'all are stupid. All of y'all are dumb.
You all are sheep. You all are sheep. I will say that. Now, look, they just never. She didn't say anything wrong. And there's only real backlash because it's Malika Andrews.
Literally.
It's literally just because of that, and it started mainly because shit. You can go all the way back to 2019. Actually, you can go back to 2019. That was the first kind of backlash she got from when Giannis got eliminated in the playoffs. And as the elite journalist she is, the elite reporter she is, she had 2 articles like on standby, regardless if you know Giannis was going to win or Giannis was going to lose. She had 2 separate articles ready to drop as soon as the clock hit 0, and people thought it was insensitive or whatever it was, you know, for doing her job. That's elite journalism.
Because that's what you're supposed to do. You have stories locked and loaded for stuff.
Yeah,
and that's hard to do.
That's hard to do. Like cook, nigga. Some of this should be trade.
You don't understand. You have to have one. You have to write 2 stories. You don't even have all the stats yet because the game's not finished. Like
Right.
You need to prepare for both possible outcomes of fallout from either. Like that's difficult to do. So she's good at her job. So
She's good. She's good at her job. She's here for the young age. She's here. You know, she got here at a very young age. She's thriving. The next thing that people talk about is the Joe Mazzulla thing, or it's the Ime Udoka thing, pattern with the Joe Mazzulla thing. And you know, at the end of the day, niggas have bosses. I want y'all to understand that. When it comes to television, y'all need to stop misconstruing like she be having opinionated pieces. She's not an opinionated woman.
she's a reporter.
She's a reporter. She is not Stephen A. Yo, I promise.
You're not
Stephen A.
as a reporter. You're not able to put your opinion and stuff, which sucks. You just have to literally report. That's the worst. That's really the worst part about being a reporter.
Absolutely, a reporter versus what the fuck Stephen A. is. Stephen A. is a personality. That still pretends like he's a journalist sometimes when you know damn well he not. You need to cut that shit out. But like even with that and with the Joe Mazzulla thing, even though it was a little bit of a reach, I will admit, because you out here bringing up something from 2008, I get it. But the main concept, it wasn't something out of the blue. You just got rid of Ime, and the next coach you have, it's not a squeaky clean record either. You know what I mean? That's where they were going with it. So I get where it was coming from. I don't think that was something that she just had locked and loaded. Like, oh, let me see how bad this black man was. I don't think that was what it was. I'm not going to lie to you. That's not how that was. But as soon as niggas found out that she was engaged to Dave McMenamin, all hell breaks loose and everybody's like, well, what makes sense? And, you know, she's just ready to tear down a black man. And y'all got to cut that out. Y'all got to cut that out. Brandon Miller, you've already explained beautifully how that shit went down. And now we're here at Josh Giddey. First and foremost, y'all was on Malika's head when it happened. And I want y'all to understand that shit happened on Twitter. I want you to know any credible journalist, any credible reporter that's like, hey, yo, I saw some shit on Josh Giddey and it's on Twitter. Let's talk about it on national media. Nobody.
Nobody. It broke on Twitter at like 2 in the morning.
2 in the fucking morning. I texted Jax. I was like, hey, yo, not my nigga Kitty. Like I was trying to like play dumb, but I was like, yo, like, ain't no way. I know you heard about this shit. And he was like, bro, leave me alone. I just opened the app.
I was like, bro, it's 2 in the morning. I can't deal with this right now.
And y'all was ready. I hope Malika addresses this shit. I'm like, yo,
that's not.
She's not gonna touch on any of that shit until the NBA, until you get the ESPN notification that the NBA is going to investigate or such and such is going to investigate. That's when niggas start, you know, churning the thing.
And what happened when we got that ESPN notification? She came right there.
She was able to talk about it. I want you to understand right here, right now, when we work for television, let me tell you, I can make something magnificent. I can cut something down, edit it, and it'd be ready for TV. If my boss tell me, hey, yo, with the Pistons, like Pistons Lakers, LeBron, D-Lo had 35 points, whatever the fuck. Hey, yo, if the boss says, hey, yo, Hey, we need some bad Pistons in there too. We need Cade Cunningham looking fucking awful. I don't have that opportunity to be like, hey yo, nah nigga, this is my creative vision. I think this is how it should go. No, nigga, I'm gonna have to go back and try to fit that in there some way and still meet the deadline. Same with her. She's reading off a prompter. She's speaking facts. She has not. It's one thing if she was lying. Y'all treat her worse than Carissa Thompson, my nigga. I promise you, y'all do. And she be out here admitting she be making bullshit up. You know what I mean? The only backlash she got was from other journalists. That was the only flash. That was the only pushback she got. But all of a sudden, y'all got all this smoke for Malika Andrews, and I needed to stop. Yes, I understand. She reads a teleprompter. I want you to understand, sometimes she's not writing the teleprompter word for word, bar for bar. They will put shit in there, and she is just, she's just going to talk. She's going to, that's her job.
That's how working like, it's clear they've never used a teleprompter before, because sometimes reading a teleprompter and they got a typo in it, you're going to say the typo, because that's just what happens. And then you'd be like, oh, dang, my fault. And then you got to do another take, because that's just what happens when you have a teleprompter, bro.
Yeah, and then some of this shit is on live TV, so you're going to have to throw that bitch out. Name pronunciation, all of that shit. You're going to have to do everything. So when I hear y'all talk about Malika the way y'all do sometimes, but don't have that, like, y'all don't have that same energy for Taylor Rooks, because y'all think she fine and all this other stuff. Y'all don't have no smoke for no other person as much as y'all do Malika Andrews. And look, I get the narrative y'all trying to push.
But it's the wrong narrative.
It's the wrong narrative. And y'all keep pushing, and then niggas like Des Bryant, they just go off a deep end, and it just don't make sense. Like, it don't make no sense.
Chris Broussard has something amazing to say about that, but I can't say it. And then another thing that I keep seeing, and it's just like, this is how I know you guys are, one, online too much and literally need to go outside and talk to real people. There was a couple of videos about John Morant. He was at a Rod Wave concert, and people were up in arms apparently, because people are just stupid when it comes to John Morant. And then there's a whole bunch of viral tweets quoting the video where John's at the concert and like, well, John Morant, he's getting more coverage for being at a Rod Wave concert than Josh Giddey is. And like, no, that's not true. And then there was reports about Angel Reese and how she was suspended, but now she's back on the team. And there are people that are like, wow, Angel Reese, she's getting more media backlash than Josh Giddey. No, she's not.
I promise she's not.
You're only seeing this because it's on your social media account, which is tailored to you by a specific algorithm that's based off of things you like. So of course you're going to see you're going to see more about Angel Reese, because that's just how your algorithm is tailored. That's not how it works. It's not real life. Y'all go outside, talk to real people. I just hate all of you. I just hate all of you. Y'all are stupid.
It's just a matter of understanding niggas have bosses, and understanding that, like, what's your frustration? Like, why do you care so hard about Malika Andrews? Like, y'all hate women. Y'all hate women in these spaces. It's not hard to figure out. But at the same time, bro, have some decorum. At least fake like you give a damn about some of this shit. You don't care. Like Jack said it the best. Like, y'all don't want equality. Y'all don't want to seek real justice.
Y'all just want everybody to commit the same crimes and be able to get away with it.
Yeah, you just want to be able to get away with the same things white people do. Although Josh Giddey's not getting away with anything.
He's being investigated.
He's being investigated, and apparently, Andrew Bogut said that they, he didn't already, told OKC Thunder this like
apparently the situation happened a year ago. The NBA knew about it and was investigating Josh Giddey. He went to the league and the Thunder immediately once he figured out the girl's age and was like, hey, this happened. He doesn't contact her anymore. So like, this whole thing's already being investigated. Like,
yeah,
what are y'all talking about?
You making it seem, and because other niggas were, suspended during the investigation or not able to do things because of that, They just want because something bad happened to somebody else. They want that same bad thing that happened to the next person or the next group of people. When that's not how evolution works. Like, if you thought that shit was fucked up, why do we continue to do fucked up things? If it was fucked up, quote unquote, for John Morant to be suspended during this time, during the time last year for 8 games until they figured out everything, and the league wants to improve on that, you can't get mad that now the white person that the person that happens to be white, oh, we're gonna do right this go round. You just happen to be white this time. Now you want him to get the same thing? No, this is crazy. And y'all know, y'all are just sheep. Y'all don't care. Y'all, I promise you, you don't even care about the situation as much as you deem to care about it.
Dog,
you don't care. You don't care. You don't care, and you don't care about Malika, and you don't care about what she do as a job. You don't care.
You just want to be mad online. Like, it doesn't stop. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
But yeah, that's all I have for Malika, bro. I just, yeah, y'all doing too much.
Oh no, bro, just leave her alone. Let her do her job, bro. But speaking of people doing their job, apparently somebody needs to leave their job. From what I've heard, apparently one of the hosts of this podcast, not pointing any fingers, but I will say a name, Greg. He thinks that Coach Pop needs to retire. Coach Greg Popovich needs to retire. Now, why does the best coach in NBA history need to retire?
Oh, he the best?
Who's better?
I was asking, like, I don't know how you felt about Phil Jackson and all that. I was just trying to figure out where your head was at. I don't know how you feel about Eric Spoelstra. I don't know, but let me go ahead and share my screen. People kind of forget. It's been a couple days. People kind of forgot what the fuck was happening. All right, so we're just gonna refresh people's memories real quick. Now before I play this is the San Antonio Spurs facing the Clippers. And Coach Greg Popovich goes to the announcer table and has something to say to the Spurs crowd after Kawhi was being booed at the free throw line.
Excuse me for a second.
Pops on the mic.
Stop all the booing. Let these guys play. It's got no class. It's not who we are. Knock off the booing.
Pop telling the fans to lay off Kawhi Leonard.
Now, after like I said, this happened November 22nd. Unfortunately, we just weren't in a position to talk about it. Pop, come on now. It's time. It's time to go. There's no way. This is what it's come to, bro. We telling the niggas to stop booing.
He's trying to teach Wemby sportsmanship. He's being a good role model.
Oh my God. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares, nigga? I'm just really trying to figure out, y'all, you really, and shout out to the Spurs fans. Because them niggas booed loud.
No, they got please stop boo. They got angrier.
He said boo bitch. Boo bitch.
It was really probably reverse psychology when you think about it.
No, it wasn't. Because that nigga Kawhi ended up damn near dropped 40. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit did not. and Coach Pop's press game conference was like, yo, you do not put a bad, you not poke the bear. You do not poke the bear. Whatever the fuck that nigga was saying.
He was also. They booed harder, and that's why he had 40. If they would have just been like, you know what, Pop's right. Let's actually cheer Kawhi.
That is stupid as fuck.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard brought them, or not, he didn't bring them a championship, but he helped them get a championship. He was their best player for 4 years before his quad just decided to be like, you know what, I don't feel like playing basketball anymore. Like, Kawhi was cold for, the Spurs should not be mad at Kawhi. Like, Spurs fans, they should not hate on Kawhi at all. So I sort of get it why he doesn't want them to boo. I'm not finna go up to the mic and say, hey, stop booing, because, no, but, still, I get where he was coming from.
No, I don't get what the fuck that nigga was talking about. What the fuck? Hey, the one thing, I will say this. The one thing, Greg, I'm gonna call that nigga Greg. I'm not calling that nigga Coach Pop right now. One thing that nigga Greg does that was true. A true statement was, "This is not what we do." Y'all don't do that. I get it.
They don't.
I do this is not the vibe. Y'all do not be booing like it, like y'all New York.
Spurs fans they're civilized people. They just go to their river walk and be happy
and eat nasty food. That's cool. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? That boo boo ass water that's in the river, overrated ass river walk.
Bro, the river walk is so ugly, bro.
Ugly as fuck. Like, stop it. Get some help.
You would have thought they would have cleaned it up because Wemby was coming too, bro. Like,
they did the best they can. You can only do so much with that damn city. You know, most popularity y'all get is when Charles Barkley talk about them fat women. What did you think? Did you think y'all read your audience? I just think he an old nigga now. I just think he just doing old nigga shit. You know how people
you
just
think he old now?
Well, I mean, he been an old nigga, but like, it's starting to catch up to this nigga.
He like Popovich is like Morgan Freeman. I've never seen a young Greg Popovich. I don't think that. I think he just came into earth at like 68 years old.
Yeah, but like now his mind is really like 130 now. Because I'm just like, yo, like, what did you think was gonna happen? You thought them niggas was gonna cheer for that nigga? Look,
he thought he was
respect,
Kobe.
Nigga, I respect the fuck out of what you call it.
Pop or the Spurs fans?
None of them niggas, actually. I hate all them bitches. I fuck with my granny. That's the only Spurs fan I fuck with. I ain't gonna hold you. Sorry, Dana. But nah, I was talking about look, I respect James Harden and what he did for Houston. When that nigga touched down and play against us, I'm booing the nigga. I've been booing this nigga since 2020. Who the fuck it? Boo. Bitch nigga. Who cares? Like, y'all gotta stop being sensitive, bro. Stop calling that nigga Kawhi's feelings, nigga. You know how, and look, and Spurs fans, if you really still salty about Kawhi leaving, grow the fuck up. Get over it. That nigga done moved twice. That nigga done moved to Toronto and been with the Clippers for at least 4 or 5 years. Let that hurt go. You have the best prospect since quote-unquote LeBron James. If you still booing Kawhi with, like, real hatred, yo, you need help. Grow the fuck up.
How long has it been since he been in the Spurs, honestly?
His last 2017 was his last year. 2017-2018 was his last year because in 2018-2019, that nigga won a championship with Toronto. So let's give him 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We're going on 20. You're going on 6 years without this nigga in your fucking organization.
Let that hurt go.
Let that hurt go. If you born for fun like me, okay, that's one thing. I'll give you and the nigga give you a championship.
Booing for fun is crazy.
I'll boo for fun. But if you got some real hatred for a nigga, you let it go for 6 years. And look, you got Wemby. It ain't even like you the Charlotte Hornets or something. You're not the Detroit Pistons. You're not one of these bitch ass, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not one of these trash ass organizations. You got Wemby. Now, one thing you should be booing Pop. You should be booing Pop because I don't know why the fuck this nigga keeps putting Jeremy Shohan at the goddamn point guard position. The nigga does not know how to play point guard. Let that nigga go. Stop forcing the issue, nigga.
Like, I see the vision he's trying to do with Sochan at point guard, but it's just not working out. Because I think I sent you that clip or whatever. It was like on the fast break. Sochan, he had the ball. Wemby was open. On the fast break, he didn't pass it to Wemby. He passed it to Trey Jones, who's the actual point guard, who then threw the alley-oop to Wemby because he's like, oh, I see an open man. Let me use my point guard ability to throw him a pass.
It's so ass.
It's just not working with Sochan. I see the vision. I think he sort of views him as like a Draymond Green type, but like it's just not. It's not.
It's not working.
It's not.
Blow that project up. We're gonna talk about blow ups like later, but yeah. Jax, your reaction? Do you think I'm just overreacting to all this? Do you think there's some validity? Do you think Pop is tripping? Like, I just want to know where you stand on all of this.
Pop, I don't think I think he needs to retire, but like not because he's a bad coach. I just think like, why do you want? You're old, bro. You don't need to. You shouldn't want to work when you're that old. So I think he should retire. But like in the actual basketball sense, I don't think he should retire. He was tripping though, telling them not to boo because like they wasn't even like they was loud, but it wasn't like. And I mean, you need some noise at the game. Like, what are they going to cheer for? Y'all team sucks. Like, I'm sorry, they're not a good team.
And still lost. But it is funny. Look, like I will say, Spurs fans have, and this is something I will give Pop credit for. Spurs fans, when it comes to Kawhi, they do boo that nigga. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't. Every time that nigga touches the ball, you'll hear like a small little boo. Like a boo. As soon as that nigga touches the ball and tries to score, it's been like that ever since he's been coming and hooping against San Antonio in San Antonio, which isn't a lot because the nigga keeps getting injured. But when he does play, them boos do be booing, but it don't be crazy. You be thinking it's like the Malice in the Palace or something. Like you be thinking like it's something insanely crazy. Like, do y'all know what niggas was doing in OKC when KD came back that first year? I know them niggas was giving that nigga slurs, nigga. Like when LeBron went back to Cleveland.
Russ be getting booed in OKC. Like,
that's great. Now, and look, that's why I draw the line, nigga. This is crazy. You can't even do that to Russ. You should not be able to do that to Russ. I'm sorry, nigga.
Russell Westbrook. If somebody in the NBA does not deserve to get booed, I think it's Russell Westbrook. He be giving it his all every single time he's on the court. He'll be like, you know what, coach, the team not playing well. I'll take a seat on the bench. He'll do whatever he needs to win outside of cheating, bro. He should never be booed.
That is the ultimate team player. You can, and I'm not saying Russ can't get booed anywhere else, but when he go to OKC, that's flagrant as fuck. if you booing that nigga,
y'all need to cheer every time he touches the ball.
Cause that nigga wanted to be in OKC when nobody wanted to be in OKC, nigga. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. And I'm not even an OKC fan, but that's crazy. That's crazy, nigga. Cause that nigga could have left just as fast as KD, and he said, "Nah, I'm loyal. I'm loyal to the soil." But anyway, yeah, moving on from that shit. I just wanted to tidbit on that.
We talked about Pop, which is cool, but we gotta keep it in Texas because I forget. I think the news broke about this yesterday. I'm not sure if it was like late at night or was it in the middle of the day. I can't remember.
It was like evening time, afternoon, evening time. I think like 2 days ago.
Okay, but yeah, Mark Cuban, he knows something that we don't know, and I don't like it. Now, if you don't know, Mark Cuban is he's not Cuban, which I found out somewhat recently, and I was disappointed because what? But yeah, Mark Cuban, he's the owner, or I guess the former owner now of the Dallas Mavericks. He'd been owning the team since I don't even remember. Like, was it like the late 90s or early 2000?
2000.
Okay, so it was since 2000. So he owned the team for 23 years. You know, got him a championship, a couple championships.
Just one, 2011.
Okay. Got him, won a championship with them. You know, he's a okay owner. He meddles a little bit too much sometimes, but yeah, he's one of the more prominent just sports owners in general. And he sold his ownership stake in the Mavericks for I believe $3.5 billion. But he's still in his contract. He's still over like the day-to-day basketball operations.
Yeah,
but it's very random that he's selling the team, and I think Greg has a theory about it, but I'm not sure. So what do you think he's doing? Because I think he knows something we don't know, and I don't like when billionaires do that because that's what that's what Bill Gates did before COVID. He like bought all the stocks in COVID, in the COVID vaccine or some shit. So when billionaires do big moves like this out of nowhere, it scares me. So what is he doing, Greg? Please tell me.
Well, for those that don't know about Mark Cuban outside of basketball, I think a week ago, he left. He announced that he was leaving Shark Tank. Shark Tank was like a big TV show that's been on for years. They're the kind of, business people kind of pitch their ideas, yada, yada, yada. They invest. People fail. People are successful. But he's been, he's been known for doing that. So he took a step back from that. He'll still be there until 2025. And then the next day, we got reports that he was selling the Mavs, or majority ownership of the Mavs, and at the time, I was like, okay, look, billionaires only do this shit for 2 to 3 reasons. First reason, there's some allegations and some scandals happening. That nigga trying to get as much money and recoup before niggas get caught up. 2, you know what I mean? 2, the second thing that niggas normally do as billionaires, something crazy's happening. Either, medically, nigga might be dying, nigga might be doing, and God rest his soul, knock on wood that's not happening. You know what I mean? But cancer, whatever it may be, niggas just like, okay, I want to spend some more time with my family. Fuck all this money. I'ma just live this time with my family in peace. But that doesn't sound like a nigga like Mark Cuban. And the third, when niggas start selling shit like this, that means they trying to make more money. Extremely more money. He got more ideas that is just bigger than what it is right now. And I think it is option number 3, because Shams, I think, reported that he is in talks with building a new arena for the Mavericks.
Okay.
And also he has a plan to make a casino district in the city of Dallas. Now, shout out to my niggas Brandon. Shout out to my nigga Ash. Shout out to all you betting ass niggas, you gambling ass fucks.
Call that number. Call that number. Y'all need some help. Call that number. Y'all be taking it Tuesday. Call that.
I know you jumping for joy. You're glorious. You know what I mean? You're praising God. But I'm gonna just let y'all niggas know, niggas that live in Dallas right now. Enjoy these prices. It's only gonna go up from here. I promise you. I promise you. If them niggas decide to make a Dallas strip, it's over for you, my nigga. It's over. But that's the theory I have for it. I mean, it's not a theory because he's verbally said those things. But it's one of those things where at first, when I first had this topic, I didn't know what was going on. It was just a lot of rash and brash decisions happening all at once. But now that I have a little bit more context, it kind of makes sense because he's still at these games. He was at the last 2 Mavericks games, front and center, cheering and shit. So I don't think it's anything having to do with anything personal. I just think it's truly he trying to get his money up even more. And that's what billionaires do, because you have to do shit like this if you even going remotely, make more money. Just casually pocketing 3.5 billion. Yeah, you going to do something with that. But I don't fucking know. That's just some casual things with Mark Cuban. Even though that's not his real name.
Dog.
We're gonna keep an eye on it.
He's not Cuban.
You thought he was Cuban?
Yes, it pisses me off. He's not.
Oh, nigga. Come on, bro. You thought a Cuban nigga would have a last name Cuban? Let's think about that. Let's let that one sink in. You really thought that? I did. First of all, I didn't know what he was. I just knew he wasn't Cuban.
Why? Like, why? Whatever. You saying that makes it make sense, but still, I don't care. He should be Hispanic. Whatever. Next topic. What NBA team need to panic and blow it up, Greg? What NBA team need to panic and blow it up?
This nigga's upset.
Because he should be Cuban.
No, he shouldn't, nigga. He shouldn't, bro. He shouldn't. He literally shouldn't. And that's why he's not Cuban. Teams that need to blow it up. Jax, give me your first 2 or 3, and then I'll circle back. I want to see where your head is at, where your mindset is at.
Give me a second. I gotta pull up some teams.
God.
I already know one. You said 2. I'm gonna give you 2. I'm gonna give you 2. Let me.
That shit was funny as hell.
Bro, he should be. Shut up. He should be Cuban, bro. Fuck you. 2 teams, in my opinion, that need to blow it up. I got one from each conference.
Okay.
From the Eastern Conference, This one might be a little controversial, sort of, kind of. But I think the Atlanta Hawks need to blow it up. I feel like they've sort of maximized their potential. Like, they could get to the playoffs, make it, to the second round, maybe even conference finals, but that's not a championship winning team. I just don't think the way they fit, the way they're constructed, like the construction, it's not, I don't think Trae Young can be the best player on a championship winning team as well. I think Trae Young's really, really, really good, but I think he's going to need that other superstar who's also, because Trae Young is small. I think you need a bigger star to help you win the championship as well. Because Trae Young, he only like 6'1", 160 soaking wet. So, and then from the Western Conference, the Clippers, they need to blow it up. It's just not working, whatever it is. They should have never brought James Harden in the first place. And yeah, it's about that time. Even though it hasn't even been that many games with Harden, but it's about that time.
Okay. That's so bad. I like how you were going with this. Because truth be told, I hate to break it to y'all. A lot of y'all niggas can blow this up. A lot of y'all niggas can blow this shit up. Y'all just not ready to hear it. Let's start with the East. Chicago Bulls, blow it up. Blow that shit up. I don't know what the direction is. Y'all have no young talent. The talent that you do have is either injured or just not going to bring. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan ain't going to do shit for you in the playoffs. They don't make the playoffs. They're not going to the finals. They're not doing none of that shit. Blow it up. All right. Another Eastern Conference team. I know this is kicking a nigga while it's down, but the Detroit Pistons, just blow it up. Do it again.
I wanted to say the Pistons, but like, what can you blow? There's
do it
nothing there.
again. Hey, do it again. Do it again.
It's already blown up. It's destroyed. Like,
he was like, hey, y'all didn't do it well. Do it again.
They blew it up wrong.
All right. And my the last team that I'll just go at, Cleveland Cavaliers, blow it up.
Why?
Blow it up.
I think they could be good.
Blow it up.
I think Mobley's gonna improve. Like, blow it up. Really?
Hey, you don't have to get rid of Mobley, but you think you finna keep Donovan Mitchell? I don't think you.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think you are keeping that nigga. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So you would just go ahead and trade him?
You gotta do something. Unless you just gonna let that nigga leave for just nothing. You know what I mean?
Enough.
So it's one of those things. Like, and look, Mobley hasn't been. And I know it's very early this season. He's not been like
he hasn't
nigga.
Yeah, I thought he'd be better by now. Like, he's still good, but he's not like, just
like of course, the defense, like, nobody was ever going to question his defense, but they were like, hey, in order for him to get to that next level, he had to put some kind of offensive something together.
And he needs more aggression as well, and he don't.
Yeah, they keep trying to compare this nigga to Tim Duncan. I'll say, yo, Tim Duncan had that nigga had an offensive game. Stop disrespecting that nigga Tim Duncan, bro.
Exactly.
Like, stop disrespecting that nigga like that. But Darius Garland's gonna have to step up. Like, the core needs to quote unquote young core. It needs to step up because it was technically a young core, and they're at a crossroad where if they just stay pat where they're at, you gonna fuck yourself over. But just be ahead of the curve. In the West, New Orleans, blow it up. Blow it up, New Orleans. Blow it up.
What?
I'm sorry. Blow it up.
Why?
Blew it up, nigga. You wouldn't.
I really need to know. I sort of get where you come from because they haven't been as good as you. But like Zion, he been hurt. He's finally getting back better.
Who said you got to trade the nigga? Who said you got to trade him?
Like, what do you mean, blow it? They're good.
Blow it up. Blow it up, bro.
Why?
You have young talent.
So what do they need to blow it up for? I just would like to. They're not losing. They're not going to lose any like large free agents no time soon. Zion is going to keep getting better. Brandon Ingram he's really underrated, but everybody knows he's a star.
Man, bro, move that nigga Brandon Ingram, bro. Move him, bro.
For who?
Bro, just move him, bro. I'm coming from a standpoint of they're capped, bro. Like they're capped off. Like they're not going past the first or second round of any. They haven't. Have they made the playoffs?
Yeah, last year I think didn't they make
No,
one of the years?
No, hell no. Wait, did they? They made the play-in.
one.
They made the play-in. They made the play-in.
And I think one of the years they made it without Zion.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, Zion, there was like it was in a play-in situation, and Zion was like, "Yeah, I'm physically there, but mentally, I'm not Zion." And that's why niggas were getting his ass.
He had a lot of stuff going. As we now know, Zion had a lot of stuff going on this past year.
If this nigga gets injured again this year for an sustainable amount of time, blow it up. This is your last year. Blow it up, my nigga. Like how many times? Yo. I'm not trying to cap nobody out, yo. I'm not trying to say that like y'all didn't do y'all best. Y'all did y'all best, but Brandon Ingram, Zion, and whoever you got over there is not enough for you to really contend for a championship. Just give it. I mean, unless you just there to sell tickets. If you just there to sell tickets, okay. Just stay pat, nigga. You know what I mean? I guess Jose Alvarado's gonna be that nigga for you. Go ahead. But if you're trying to if we're trying to make the steps to like go and win a championship or be contenders or whatever, like I just feel like it's gonna be a static nigga ass team, like a 500 team, bro. Like I just don't know. I don't see it. Like from a championship standpoint, like okay, what's the goal then? I guess my thing is, what is the goal for them niggas
for this season?
Yeah, and in the future, I guess.
Like for this season, I think of course playoffs. I think they should try to get to second round. They're gonna lose in the second round, but get to second round. And then next year,
if they do get into the second round this year, I'll push back. I just don't see it.
Okay.
I just don't see it. I think injuries is gonna keep them from doing any of that shit.
That injuries is always there, but barring injury, blah blah blah. But if Zion does manage to stay healthy, I think Zion, he's not at the peak of what he can be. I think he's still getting better. So that's why I wouldn't say blow it up, because there's still more of his game to be unlocked.
Absolutely.
I think like the potential he has, he can be the best player on the championship team. That's why I wouldn't blow him up, because he could unlock that very soon. Probably not this year, but maybe next year or something like that. He might take that step that, Anthony Edwards is taking or something,
I'm not taking anything them niggas got seriously until I see some young talent similar to Zion on that New Orleans Pelicans team.
There's no young talent similar to Zion.
I'm talking about like from a potential standpoint of I'm not, I know Zion is one of one, but look, me personally, I don't know. Like his potential is best player on the championship team. Will that happen? I think the only way he gets a championship is if he's number 2. That's just my opinion. But who else in the West? There was one more. I mean, I feel like I'm being a dead horse with the Clippers, so I won't bring them up because I've been talking about the Clippers since our very first podcast. So let me chill out. them niggas know my bag. Warriors blow it up. Blow it up.
You can't blow it all the way up.
Of course you can't blow it all the way up. But bro, come on, bro. Like you look at these games. This shit looks ass, bro.
Clay or Draymond, one of them has to leave. I don't know.
They gotta go.
One of them has
both.
To go.
Both of them niggas.
Nah, you
get
need
them both. Package both of them niggas up.
You need one of them because that's gonna be like y'all just traded my best friends. Like
fuck that.
You need at least one of them. I would lean towards keeping Clay.
You know what I would do? I'll be like, hey, Steph, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Clay or Dre, pick one to keep. It's like the kid at Walmart. And he got 2 toys, so only picking one. Pick one, nigga. We's not taking both.
I feel like Draymond is definitely more valuable but like he's just annoying. So I think Steph would be like, all right, just give me Clay. Because that nigga Draymond just annoying.
Yo, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, I think about Steph Curry, and every time I'm like, yo, Steph Curry, like, they could have had 6 rings already. Could have had 6 rings. Maybe even more. 2016, that was Steph's fault because, you allowed LeBron to come back. 2019, injuries.
Yeah. Because everybody knows they was finna smack Toronto.
They was finna smack Toronto, even without KD. But like even in 2018, Draymond ruined the chemistry fussing with that nigga KD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anything good that's happened with Golden State, Draymond was the reason why they are no longer there. KD is no longer there because of Draymond. You know what I mean? Like Jordan Poole is no longer there because of Draymond. And that was Draymond. Both of them were Draymond's fault. And then they do stupid shit like let go of Gary Payton II and then use assets to go get that nigga back. You could have just kept him. You could have just kept the nigga. What are we doing? He wanted to be there. And you're now giving up assets to go get the nigga back. Kevon Looney is the oldest 25-year-old I've ever seen in my life. Andrew Wiggins. People saying his career has revived and all that stuff. No, he is the same player that he was with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
He's just not the number one.
He's just not the number one, brother. I'm sorry that you thought he was, he was washed or whatever. Look, he was a cool player. He still is a cool player. But he's not that guy. You're not giving the keys to this nigga. That is not Maple Jordan. He had great names. Yeah. He's not that nigga. When you see USA versus Canada, nobody gives a fuck about Andrew Wiggins. They're not concerned about that nigga. There's other niggas on the Canadian team that's just a little bit more scary than that nigga, bro. Moses Moody, who cares? Who cares? Otto Porter.
Moses Moody's playing good, bro.
Cares though. Come bucket. Kuminga. Who cares, bro? Like y'all, I feel like they held on to their young assets way too long. Way too long. I feel like hold on to this young core. No, nigga.
I think they just don't. I don't know if Steve Kerr does a good job at developing players. I think that's it. Because like even like Steph and Clay, they were developed by Mark Jackson.
I don't think Draymond.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, I don't think Steve Kerr, he just hasn't. There's been no like young player for Golden State that has emerged. That was supposed to take that next step that did. Like Jordan Poole, sort of, kind of, but not really, because like he's just mad inconsistent, and he was just able to sort of have free reign with the second unit because everybody else was shooting. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna shoot." But I don't think developing players is Steve Kerr's ministry. It's not his strong suit.
There's a lot of coaches that are not good with developing that I truly believe are better in like a championship situation. Like as much as I talk shit about Steven Silas, he was not there to develop. He was there to
win a championship.
To win a championship with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. And once that didn't happen, now that nigga has to play elementary and teach these niggas basketball. Like that's just not something that he's known for. I feel like Steve Kerr would be the same way. You know what I mean? There's only so many. There's only so many Ime Udokas, so many Mike Browns of the world.
That's also why the Pistons suck, because Monty Williams is their coach. Monty Williams, he's a good coach, but he had his success with teams that are already sort of like established. Like with the Suns, the Thunder, they were younger, but the Thunder was already like, boom, we're here already. And I think even back with the Pelicans, like not Pelicans, well, they're the Pelicans now, but what were they before?
Hornets.
Yeah, with the when he had Chris Paul or whatever. There wasn't like Chris Paul was younger, but like he was already like that star. He was already there. He didn't have to develop players. So
when you think about Detroit, when you think about Detroit, and like this is not even like I said, I hate like kicking a dead horse. I promise you. But like, there's no developmental coach there. Your head coach and your assistant coach is Monty Williams and Steven Silas. Those are not developmental head coach. Like those are not developmental coaches. Yeah, he's an assistant coach for the Detroit Pistons. Like you don't have any real development from your top two, coaching staffs, and you're wondering why things are not going the way they're going because they're way too talented to be at a 2-win team. I'm sorry, y'all got way too much talent. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there, but. Yeah, those are the two teams that I wanted to just kind of highlight and say, "Hey, yo, y'all need to blow it up." And I really don't think you disagree. I don't think you disagree with anything I've said. It was just kind of crazy to just say it off rip, but it's just
it is. It is crazy hearing Warriors and blow up. It doesn't sound right, but I mean, like
hearing Cavs. It's like okay.
But I could see what you're saying with that.
Pelicans, you might say it's a reach, but if you have the same situation that you have last year happen this year, you got to open it up to something, yo. You can't. It's just becoming boring. Like the Pelicans were supposed to be like an exciting team, and every year it gets more boring because we feel like we know the script of the New Orleans Pelicans. Oh, you're gonna play good until January, and then the end of January, somebody's gonna get injured for a long period of time, and then that's gonna be enough games for y'all to not make the playoffs. And then we're going to start this cycle all over again because y'all are not trash enough to get a top pick. But y'all not reaching playoff success either. So, I don't know. I heard Zion had a good game on this past last night or whatever. So,
yeah,
you never know.
But let's stay in the theme of bad coaches and bad coaching decisions.
Okay.
Because we have actually, I could be wrong when I say this, but I don't care. But I think we've had our first firing for the NFL. The Panthers, they fired Frank Reich, who was their head coach. I believe that was the first one. I can't. Oh, no, I'm tripping. Josh McDaniels. He was the first.
Josh McDaniels.
I forgot about it. Yeah. Josh McDaniels was terrible. But anyway, yeah.
This is the first time we got a real head coach to get fired this season.
Yes,
that's what happened. That's what happened.
Josh McDaniels is just like a coordinator pretending to be a head coach. But
that's great.
No, the Panthers, they fired Frank Reich, who's actually like a well-respected, well-known coach in the NFL. But the Panthers, this season has not been it for them. They had the number 1 overall pick. They traded up to get that pick, so they don't have any picks in the first 2 rounds of this upcoming draft. In the first 2 rounds, no, they don't have a first round pick in this upcoming draft because they traded to get Bryce Young. It hasn't been working for the Panthers. They only have 1 win this season, so they have a 1-10 record. And their owner David Tepper, he was like, you know what, enough's enough. And this is first, Greg, how many coaches do you think David Tepper? He's been the owner of the Panthers since he bought the team in 2018. How many coaches do you think he has hired and fired in that time?
Probably about 6.
Damn.
What?
It was right. He was 6 coaches, David.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Man, did you guess it?
At first, I was going to say 4. I was like, nah, nigga. They've been ass since Cam Newton left. It's 6, nigga.
But yeah, David Tepper, he's only been the coach. I mean, he's only been the owner of the team for 5 years because it's 2023. And he's hired and fired 6 coaches so far.
That's the worst.
And now David Tepper, he's a horrible owner, as you can tell. And I haven't told you this story. I was reading a story or whatever, and I just found this out. David Tepper, this is the type of owner he is. During a meeting, he once walked up to the coach. He wrote down the play that he saw the Cleveland Browns run, and he handed it to him. And he said, "Hey, I saw the Browns run this play. It looks pretty neat. Y'all should run it next week." And then he left. Like, that's the type of owner he is. He's never played football at any level. Like, he's just a businessman through and through. And he's a businessman, but he seemed to not be good at business, apparently, because he keeps hiring and firing these coaches. And the buyouts on all of these coaches, nobody nobody in sports is paying more than David Tepper in terms of buyout fees. Because I think he owes Matt Rule, who was a coach 2 seasons ago, $70 million. And then Frank Reich, I think he might owe Frank Reich like $30 million or something like that. So like between just those 2 coaches, and I told you he's already fired 6, but between those 2 coaches, he had to pay out $100 million for them to not coach for him anymore.
And this is, that's saying something because what you call it? I forgot the nigga name. John Gruden.
Yeah.
His payout was like, it was a 10-year contract for like $100 million or some shit like that. Like, it was something crazy.
Yeah.
So for you, because I know the Las Vegas Raiders is still paying on that nigga. For you to still, and they're probably paying out Josh McDaniels too because they just fired him.
Yeah.
For you to still be ahead of the curve from a nigga that was $100 million by himself. Yeah, you crazy. You crazy, but the owner would never fire himself though. So
yeah,
you just gotta live with it. Oh well.
And I think, honestly though, I will say, I think this is all David Tepper's fault because it was leaked that the Panthers initially wanted to draft none other than C.J. Stroud with the number 1 pick. And you can see there's like footage of like Panthers coaches talking to C.J. Stroud and like joking around with him, like, "Hey, when you come to Carolina and all that, we can help you get a house and blah blah." Just joking around with him at the combine. And the Panthers, they had the number 1 pick, and it seems like all the coaches wanted him, but David Tepper is the one who was like, "You know what? I like this Bryce Young kid. Draft him instead." And it just all went downhill from there.
I don't give a fuck when nobody says. Can't nobody convince me that any organization with the number 1 pick was gonna pick C.J. Stroud. Y'all cannot convince me.
You don't think so?
I think it was always gonna be Bryce Young, no matter what. Now, revisionist history is gonna say, "Hey, yo, you should have picked C.J." But I remember how it was. Texans fans can't even talk they shit too high because when they had the number 1 pick, I heard a lot of people say, "Hey, yo, don't overthink it, nigga. Just go get Bryce Young, nigga. Stop all this overthinking. Go get that nigga Bryce Young." It was Bryce Young and then everybody else. Some niggas wanted Anthony Richardson over that nigga C.J. Stroud. I'm under the, if the Chicago Bears were to have the number 1 pick, on God, them niggas was going to pick Bryce Young, nigga. They were not going to pick C.J. Stroud. They was not going to pick nobody was going to pick the right quarterback that year. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Now, a coach can be like, "Oh, I really wanted that nigga C.J. Stroud." But from an organization standpoint, that wasn't going to happen. C.J. Stroud was never going to be anybody's number 1 pick. Y'all can't convince me that shit.
One thing about C.J. Stroud, though, it do sort of suck. Well, I guess it don't suck now because he's going crazy now. But, like, his whole career, like, him and Bryce Young, they was best of friends growing up. Bryce Young was always ranked ahead of him in every single thing, in recruiting class and everything. And then Bryce gets drafted ahead of him in the NFL draft, too. But now C.J. Stroud is playing amazingly, so it all worked out for him in the end. But dang.
that nigga thriving. You heard about them shits, like his interview, talking about LA women versus Houston.
Oh yeah.
How you feel about that?
He hasn't been here long enough.
I think he's spitting though.
I mean,
he's not spitting. I'm gonna take that back. He's not spitting.
Yeah, he hasn't been here long enough. So like, I'm not. You gotta take what he say with a grain of salt.
Even if I was taking things he said with a grain of salt, his logic was just not it. Because we were talking about LA women versus Houston women. That nigga started talking about the Bay Area. Nigga started talking about San Diego. I'm like, nigga, you talking about the whole state of Cali versus Houston. Like, I want to stick to LA, my nigga. But I get what he was talking about when he said the fake bougie shit. Now that's true. And I will say he will never meet a genuine Houston woman because he just makes too much money. He makes too much money. The women I'm gonna meet in Houston, he not gonna meet them women in Houston. Just like in LA, just like if I go to LA, he's from Cali, so he know where to go to get the real genuine LA women. I'm gonna run into IG models by accident, and I'm just gonna be like, man, LA sucks. And I'm just like, no, I'm not on Crenshaw. I'm not on Slauson. I'm not in Inglewood. I'm not there. I'm not there.
Flossing is crazy. Crenshaw and flossing is crazy.
Hey, getting my shorty from Slauson is crazy.
Oh my god.
Nah, man.
Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, man.
Hey, shout out to my nigga. Shout out to my nigga Nip, man. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Once she said it like that, I said, "Yeah, that is kind of crazy." And then chill out before they shoot me. Hey, yo, where you from? Nah, chill, gang, chill.
Oh my god.
Chill. But yeah.
And I don't know, but it feels like the theme of this podcast is just bad decisions because we went from the NHL to y'all being stupid about Malika, another bad decision, to Pop telling people not to boo, that's a bad decision. Mark Cuban selling the Mavs is probably a good decision because he's finna make a whole lot of bread.
Yeah, because he bought it for $285 million.
Yeah.
And get $3.5 bill back. Yeah.
Shout out to Mark Cuban, good decision. Then we talked about NBA teams who need to blow it up. More bad decisions. We went to the Panthers, who, good Lord, terrible decisions. And now we are at the grand finale of probably the worst decision or best decision, depending on how you look at it.
Best.
I think it could be the best.
This is not a bad decision. This is not a bad decision at all.
But Aaron Rodgers has been designated to return from the injured reserve list for the New York Jets. If you don't remember, Aaron Rodgers on like the first play of week 1. Was it the
first series? So like the third down or whatever.
On the first series of the first Monday Night Football game of the NFL season on 9/11, another Jet went down when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. And everybody saw it happen. We were just like, dang, because Aaron Rodgers, he's turning 40 now, or he's either 40 or turning 40. So he's an old man. His beard is gray. And he tore his Achilles on like the third play of the season. That was 79 days ago. Well, I guess that was, I don't know, it might be 80 days ago now. But now he's returning from a torn Achilles to play football. And there's been footage of him in practice. He's throwing the ball. He looks very stationary. I wonder why. He's not moving that much. Interesting to me. But yeah, he's throwing the ball. The ball looks good. But yeah, this is a bad decision for him, but it's a great decision for me because his other Achilles has a chance to do the funniest thing known to man. His other Achilles has a chance to do the funniest thing known to man if he gets out on that field.
Oh, no. I did not know you was going that route. That is hilarious. Look, it's not a bad decision. It is a win-win for me. Either I get to see good football or I get to never see this nigga play football again. Either or, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, nigga.
If Aaron Rodgers tear his Achilles again, he's got to retire. I'm not going. He's too old.
He's gotta retire. Got to avoid the contract. Got to avoid the contract. You got to do a lot of those things. Just keep it pushing. Both Achilles tearing. If his shit fall off the bone, it's crazy. Now, I will say, if this nigga even remotely look like Aaron Rodgers and there's no injury, yo, I'm going to be looking at niggas really crazy if I do not see NFL drug tests be immediately sent to that nigga locker room. For as much as y'all be trying to drug test any and everybody, I need that nigga tested on a week-to-week basis if this nigga ends up balling. Because nobody's been able to come back from an Achilles tear in the same season in any sport. In any sport. They had KD like, extra cautious, and that nigga still fucked.
KD was like 30 when he tore, 10 years younger than Aaron Rodgers when he tore his Achilles, and he still couldn't come back in the same season. Like,
come on, brother.
Like, an Achilles injury is normally a literal 12-month injury. Like, you need a full 12 months to heal from that properly. And Aaron Rodgers is supposed to come back and play football competitively 3 months after he tore his Achilles. Something's not right.
He doing something illegal.
And I'm not gonna lie, there is a theory that's sort of stupid, but like it could be true that Aaron Rodgers he didn't really tear his Achilles. People are saying he might have had they're saying it might have just been a high ankle sprain and he just
Nah, hell no. Nah, that replay alone, I remember that replay. I saw something pop.
Okay.
Nah, it may not. Niggas be forgetting.
The timeline it fits with the timeline of of a high ankle sprain. Like the timeline fits perfectly with that of a grade 3 high ankle sprain. So,
hey, if it's an ankle sprain, look, I've just never seen an ankle sprain do a pop motion. Look, and I'm not saying that it might be a minor, like it could be like a minor tear, and it just wasn't like a full off like KD, like I popped my shit. It looks crazy. Like it could be like one of those things like it's like a partial tear. It could have been worse. The nigga did walk off on his own will, like he didn't get carted off like the field.
He walked off.
He walked off on the sideline. You know what I mean? But like once he got to the sideline, then they carted that nigga off the rest of the way. Or at least he tried to like stand up or whatever. Like he was on his Kobe shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, I was like, Kobe, the only person I ever seen walk off an Achilles injury. And like, all due respect to Aaron Rodgers, he's not Kobe Bryant. Like,
he's not.
Kobe was a completely different human.
Yeah, I kind of forgot how. I didn't forget, but I just rewatched Kobe's last game again, and that nigga.
When Kobe, he tore his Achilles. He tore his Achilles. He pulled it back up like it was a sock. Walked to the free throw line, shot the free throws, then walked off the court. Like that was cold to me. Like I didn't know you could just pick up your Achilles like that, but that's what he did. Aaron Rodgers is not Kobe Bryant.
He popped his index finger back in place. Shit was crazy. But to get back to it with Aaron Rodgers, he's doing something. Like if he successfully does this, he's doing something illegal. And he's not even a God-fearing man like that. He's not a God-fearing man like that. So I know he's doing something that is illegal. It's not checking out. 80 days and you ready?
That's not how that works, Aaron.
That's not how that works without some extra enhancements, my nigga. But look, I'm not gonna accuse you of nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna let the story write itself because, like I said, it's a win-win. Either I see good football, or I see your downfall in real time.
But we've been making jokes, but realistically, do you think he's gonna play? Like, because he's back in practice. You think he's gonna try to play a game?
I think he is. Now, will he play the rest of the season? Look, I don't know. The nigga love attention. I just think that he wants to prove a point. Like, okay, I can do this. And then maybe that one game, and then they like, we're gonna shut him down for the rest of the season because we don't want him to.
I honestly think he does. He didn't used to be like this either. I feel like, or maybe just because he was in Green Bay. I don't know.
He was in fucking Green Bay. That was all.
I guess, but
that was it.
I don't think he does play, but if he does, I don't think it's going to be good. And honestly, I'm not saying I want him to get hurt again, but I think him getting hurt again would be the best possible situation for the Jets because they can just be like, say he tears his other Achilles or he tears his same Achilles again. The Jets could be like, you know what? We tried it. It's not working. Unfortunately, it's going to take you like another year for real, because we're not doing this 3 month shit no more. So it's going to take you a year to heal. We should just cut bait on you. I'm sorry. You need to retire. We'll go get another quarterback, be it the draft or in free agency, and start this whole thing over again. I think that's the best bet for the Jets because their team is way too talented to be as bad as they have been consistently. And they've only been bad because they don't have a quarterback.
And that's still the Jets' fault because you could have got somebody. But
yeah.
Hey man, look. Well, I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out what happens. But if you had to bet, if I was a betting man, I say he at least plays one game this year. He plays one game this season. It may not be a full game. It may not be a full game, but he gonna step out there and he gonna throw some passes.
Oh, it won't be a full game. It won't be a full game. That MetLife turf is gonna make sure it's not a full game. Like he's gonna we've seen videos of him throwing and stuff, but he's not moving. Like I bet when he scrambles, like his leg is just gonna disintegrate like paper mache.
Nah,
like it's just gonna his leg's just gonna give up the ghost. He's just gonna be done. He's just gonna have to be like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. It's gonna be like those turkey legs when they just shake it and it just falls off. That's his Achilles.
Yeah, look, I think he's gonna throw some passes, and if he gets back on that field, I hope y'all got Garrett Wilson in that game. I hope y'all got Garrett Wilson in fantasy. I hope y'all start that nigga because he gonna get some points up. He gonna find.
Honestly, though, I hope you start whatever defense plays Aaron Rodgers because
what
that
the fuck?
What? Because the defense not like
You should have been starting that.
The Jets line is terrible. That's why Aaron Rodgers got hurt in the first place, and he's already not going to be able to move. So them sacks going to get you a couple points.
You should have been did that. You could do that all year for them niggas.
That's also true. They are pretty bad. So
like they so bad, and Zach Wilson be throwing picks. That's easy money.
And then his backup is not even. His backup is no better than Zach Wilson. Like
Gave him a 99-yard pick six.
That's historic. Actually, that might be better than Zach Wilson. He's setting records. It's historic.
That's crazy.
They call it the Hail Mary. That was sort of tough.
Hey, look, I can't even argue it.
But as we wind down this podcast, we gotta get into some picks now.
Jesus Christ!
For our Thursday night matchup, we have none other than the Seattle Seahawks versus the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you have for that game, Greg?
I respectfully picked the Cowboys.
Okay, I too respectfully picked the Cowboys. And I will leave it at that. I'm not going to say anything else after that.
He said, I'll end my turn. I will end my turn.
All right. For the for the Sunday night football game, we have the Chiefs at the Packers.
Fun fact, this is Patrick Mahomes' first time playing at Lambeau Field.
Really?
Yeah, it's first time.
Huh.
Interesting. They don't really play each other, which makes sense because NFC, AFC. But this is going to be a closer game than people want to admit. That being said, I'm still going to take the Chiefs, but it's going to be a close game. This is going to be a close ass game. And Jordan Love is coming off a really good game too.
Like Jordan Love has been looking good. It's going to be cold that game too.
And this is Pat Mahomes' first time, and this nigga receivers keep dropping fucking passes.
The Green Bay defense, they have actually been playing better. Like, you know what? I'm gonna zig while everybody else zags, and I'm gonna go the Packers. That felt disgusting to say though, but I'm gonna just go with the Packers.
Go ahead, buddy.
And now our Monday night game, it will be the Bengals at the Jaguars. Who do you got?
I have the Jags. I do have the Jaguars. I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of forgot Joe Burrow was out for the season. I was like, damn, why did his record suck so fucking bad? I was like, oh, they got backups. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Jaguars gonna win that game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jags too because Joe Burrow's hurt. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Bet.
Now, let's get into our locks and upset. Who is your lock of the week?
Lock of the week. I'm gonna say Dolphins over the Commanders. Fuck Sam Howell. Nigga is trash. Nigga's a bum. Nigga's a loser.
Damn. Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now, for my lock of the week. Now, this game, it will probably be close. It's two teams with the same record, but I'm taking the Texans over the Broncos.
Ooh, damn, that was almost my upset.
Now, who is your upset for the week then?
Fuck. My upset. I hate doing this. But I'm gonna do it. Eagles over 49ers. Eagles over 49ers.
Why are the 49ers favored? Like, I get the Eagles aren't good, or they're good, but they're not as good as their record is. But the 49ers, the Eagles should be favored because I think the 49ers are going to upset them. But I digress. Whatever.
I don't get it because the Eagles are playing in Philly. They're playing in Philly. I still don't understand why the 49ers have that big of a whatever. But look, I'm going to just take the percentages because, hey, man, I don't make the fucking rules.
So you think the Eagles are going to win, though?
That's going to be my upset.
All right. I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too. I hope I'm wrong too because I need these niggas to lose, bro. God, damn. Fuck. I need them to lose. I need them to lose this one. I need them to lose against the Bills, and then we got to beat them.
Yeah.
I need that.
My upset of the week. I'm going with the Cardinals over the Steelers.
Oh my God.
I don't. Now hear me out. The Cardinals have The Cardinals have only won 2 games this season, but I think Kyler Murray is really good. I think the Cardinals are playing way more competitively than we originally expected. I love Mike Tomlin, but I think the Steelers are terrible. I think Kenny Pickett needs to get ready to learn Canadian. Deontay Johnson hates being on the Steelers. Yeah, I just think I'm going with the Cardinals over the Steelers, and I hope I'm right.
Hey man, look, I respect it. I respect whatever you got. I respect it. I'm not hating. I'm not hating because the Steelers have definitely overachieved this season.
They've overachieved every season. They can't stop.
Everything post 2010 has been an overachievement, I will admit. But
oh my gosh.
Nah, man,
but Greg,
that's our picks.
Let's get into some hot takes. What you got for us?
Are you saying it because you don't have yours yet? Or are you saying it? All right. Well, I actually got one this going. I actually got one. All right. My hot take. Now, this may rub some people the wrong way. Okay. It's just I feel like NBA fans are rebuilding teams. Y'all gotta shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gotta shut the fuck up forever, yo.
What do you mean by this?
No, first of all, nobody gives a fuck about what you got going on. But I will say there are levels to historically bad NBA franchises. There are levels to rebuilding. The OKC, like when the Spurs rebuild and OKC rebuilds and the Rockets rebuild, those are different rebuilds versus Detroit, Orlando. No, nigga, we are not the same.
I like how you threw the rock. I like how you always be throwing the Rockets into all these things.
We are not the same. We are not. I promise you, we are not the same. We've had, with the exception of last year, the Sacramento Kings was in this position. Them niggas have not been to the playoffs in over 17 years. My whole hot take is basically everybody. There are only select few franchises that are actually poverty franchises. You can't just have losing records for maybe 2 years, 3 years, and all of a sudden you're a black eye to the league. You're a poverty franchise. You're this, you're that. No, nigga. A poverty franchise is, if we're having real legit conversations, maybe we need to delegate you to the G League. Those are real poverty franchises. Nobody should be calling the San Antonio Spurs a poverty franchise after having 5 championships. It's just, what are we doing? Because they had a bad year, a bad 2 years. OKC, I know they don't have a championship, but the amount of talent and picks and going to the playoffs and getting to the finals
for a franchise that really hasn't been around that long,
that's not a poverty. Like the shit people was talking about OKC back in 2020 and 2021, it was some of the most disgusting shit I've ever heard. And of course the Rockets. I'm gonna bring the Rockets up here because y'all, some niggas love to do that. Y'all keep forgetting that we was in the playoffs. I swear over half of you niggas was rooting for us to beat the Golden State Warriors in 2018 when we had them niggas in Game 7. Because y'all didn't want them niggas to go and win a championship. Y'all was on the bandwagon for just a hot little minute. And they got 2 championships back in the 90s. But we don't want to talk about that. Let's not go too back into history. But No, a poverty franchise is the Sacramento Kings. They just started to become a little bit better now. But if you don't make the playoffs for 17 years, 17, my nigga, we go to the Detroit Pistons, and the last memory we have of the Pistons going to the playoffs is Blake Griffin in a Detroit uniform. We go to Orlando. Y'all just trying to get it together now. But y'all haven't had success since Dwight. That's a poverty franchise, my nigga. Y'all just keep fucking it up. Y'all keep fucking it up. And niggas don't want to talk about it. Niggas don't want to talk about it for real. But if we go to California, I know y'all niggas love Kawhi. Clippers low key.
Oh, no, it's not low key. The Clippers are terrible. Poverty franchise.
Historically poverty franchise. Ugly ass colors. So I'm here to say what I'm saying. All rebuilding teams are not the same. There are levels to this shit. Charlotte, poverty franchise. Y'all tried to rebrand on a nigga. Y'all went from the Bobcats to the Hornets, and y'all still got problems.
We still familiar with your game.
Niggas stink. You smell stinky, my nigga.
We can still smell it.
You smell horrible, nigga. Like, come on, my brother. After Chicago, I won't do too much for. I won't do too much on you.
You can't do that.
I can't. Michael Jordan alone kind of save you niggas. But after a certain period of time, bro, we gonna have a conversation. We gonna have a conversation with you. Y'all gonna have to do something. Y'all disrespecting Michael Jordan, putting some of these lineups out there. Putting some of them lineups that y'all got out there. So that's my hot take. Nothing too crazy. Anytime a nigga says poverty franchise, either you're 12 or you're just being biased because you're finally seeing a good team have bad years. When the Lakers was going and had that bad 5 or 6 year stretch, on God, y'all are not calling them a poverty franchise with 18 fucking championships. They're just bad. They're just rebuilding. And it really be the poverty franchises that be talking shit about it. Cleveland, you're blessed because you had LeBron.
It's the same. Cleveland is the same thing as the same thing as Chicago, really.
For real. The Midwest ass teams, y'all be getting saved by generational talent. Y'all got Giannis, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. And the Indiana Pacers. They got who they have? Reggie Miller, Paul George. They've had some time. They've had some runs. They've had some runs before. It's not too crazy. It's not like they've. They're just a boring team.
It's their colors.
You think New York is poverty? You think the Knicks are poverty? Is a poverty team?
I can't answer that question because I just don't like the Knicks. I just hate New York. I think I just hate New York.
Yeah. It's kind of like, to be honest, like they should be in those conversations, but they're just too popular to ever be poverty. They're always going to be money.
The Mecca. Like, no, you're not, bro. Y'all haven't won a championship.
Since like 73 or some shit, 72. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that's my hot take.
My hot take. And I've been thinking I was thinking this over while Greg was saying his hot take. Then I remembered a team that I did not mention in our earlier segment of the podcast when we talked about who needs to blow it up. So my hot take is the Los Angeles Lakers need to blow it up. I think it's
oh shit. Why you ain't saying it when we was talking, nigga?
I forgot about it.
We was talking crazy about these niggas.
Oh man. But yeah, the Lakers, even though they're winning this game right now, that I'm looking at the score of right now, they're literally winning. I think they won their championship, which is what they wanted to do. Got the bubble championship. It was real to me, no matter what nobody else says. People call it Mickey Mouse championship, what have you. But no, they got their championship. I think they need to blow it up. I I don't think Anthony Davis. I think they need to trade him. Honestly, I don't think he's not the player that they expected just in terms of durability. Like LeBron, he came to the team and he got AD, and they expected to sort of like have a passing of the torch, a changing of the guard, so LeBron can sort of start to lighten his load while AD picks up more. Anthony Davis becomes really the leader. LeBron sort of takes a sort of a secondary role. He can chill out a little bit more, but that's not happening. Anthony Davis, he's in and out of the lineup because he's always in and out of the lineup. LeBron, he's playing more minutes than he has in his career to this point. The team they have around him is not really good. Just to name a few names, they got Taurean Prince, who's okay. D'Angelo Russell is very, very, very streaky, like the streakiest player in the NBA. Austin Reeves, he's okay, but he gets that white people tax, so people think he's like super good just because he's white and he's in the NBA, even though he's just decent. And they have Christian Wood, who has not been good at any stop in the NBA so far. I just don't think this isn't a winning team. This isn't a championship team. I think they're going to make the playoff just off the strength of LeBron, but I really don't think they're going to make it past the first round, and they need to just go ahead and blow it up, see who they can trade, see if they can get a younger star, maybe some better shooters around LeBron, and just hope it works out for them. But yeah, I don't think the Lakers got it. They need to blow it up, and that is my hot take.
If they're blowing it up, the first thing they need to do is trade LeBron.
I didn't say trade LeBron because I imagine they just want to keep him just because, it's LeBron James. We need him in LA, blah, blah, blah.
No, you can't because he's going to leave anyway. He going to hoop with his son, yo. Like, unless you're going to pick Bronny, like, with your pick. Like, if you're going to pick Bronny with your pick, okay.
Hey, Bronny just got cleared to play basketball.
That nigga finna go off. I ain't going to lie to you. Whatever they be putting in LeBron, they gonna put in Bronny, and that nigga finna go off. He's always been a good shooter, though. He's been a good shooter.
Yeah. Bronny's like a good point. I think Bronny's gonna be like just a good point guard in the NBA. Period. Like,
yeah, I think he's gonna be a solid point guard. Like, he gives me like
he's a player LeBron needs, honestly.
Yeah, really. I was thinking about that. I was just like, because it's not. I'm not like trying to like disrespect Dame Lillard by giving him a Dame Lillard comparison because I don't think he has that kind of range.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but like a Drew Holiday vibe, you know what I mean? Like just something like on that caliber. Like he's gonna be a starter. He may have some all stars, but I don't think he'll be like that number one on the championship team.
Like this whole time we've been saying LeBron's going to play with his son because we think he just wants to play with his son, but no, he needs a guard. He needs a point guard.
Nah, he was like, no, my son is the missing piece, my nigga.
he knows where to give me the ball. Like.
This nigga has cultivated the perfect player to mesh with him to go ahead and get this 5th championship, and then when Bryce is ready, he gonna get the 6th championship, my nigga.
Nah, that's the funniest thing that could ever happen in the NBA. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hooping with your sons and still winning.
That's goals, shit.
Hey man, that is goals. I wish my father was like that. My father's short though, nigga 5'10".
You could be the change you wish to see in the world. Make your son the best podcaster known to man, and have him on the show. You never know.
I feel like you gonna have a kid before I do, so let's focus on you.
Anyways,
damn.
Another.
I thought I was supporting Black love, my nigga. Oh shit. My fault, gang. My fault, gang. I read the room wrong. The room wrong.
Another amazing episode of the podcast.
Any last words?
I mean, I said it last week, I think. I'm gonna say it again. If you want to change your life, you gotta do some life-changing shit.
You finna drill that quote to the ground, my nigga.
Bro.
God damn. It's fire though. The Raptors up. Go get some bitches.
You finna drill that quote in too, aren't you?
Hell yeah. But yeah, man, it's been a great episode. We'll catch y'all niggas next week. And with that being said, Bye.